Hi, welcome to the QuickReps guide. My name is Kyle, Senior Developer at Insight Software Solutions. I'll be taking you on a tour through our new add-on solution for QuickSAMS called QuickReps. QuickReps is a simple but powerful tool that allows you to print unique, comprehensive, stylized and professionally designed reports based on curriculum data saved directly in QuickSAMS for the purposes of term-end school reporting. With QuickReps, you can choose from a multitude of report designs across all phases for simple production. With over 15 years of combined school report design experience, these highly stylized reports can be produced in a few simple steps. You can save time in man-hours with no Excel data dumping or mail merging, and no outsourcing thousands of rands for professional publishing. It's all right here in QuickReps for a fraction of the cost. Okay, let's get started. If you are unfamiliar with the QuickSuite setup and installation process, please see our installation guide at frontofficeschools.com and navigate to the QuickSuite section.
Right, to get started, simply double-click on your QuickReps icon that you will now have on your desktop after installation.
QuickReps will always open to the setup screen. This is so that the application can always verify your settings before logging in. This way, if your QuickSAMS database is moved to a new location, or the location of your school badge changes, you can browse to these new locations and verify your settings before login. Even though QuickReps always retains its links to the QuickSAMS data, it's good practice at this point to click on the Link to Database button to ensure the links are active. Then press Check Settings to verify your settings and you will be taken to the login screen. You can now begin logging in with the details you registered with. Remember, at this point you will need an active internet connection so that the online QuickSuite servers can verify your details. If you still need to register, please check out our short installation video at frontofficeschools.com and navigate to the QuickSuite tab. Once logged in, we are presented with the main switchboard. The switchboard is divided into two sections. Our main selections and filter options are placed toward the top of the switchboard. From here we can choose a year, and yes, we do allow for the printing of previous year's school reports if previous year's data has been retained. You can then choose a grade, a class and a term. Starting with the year selection, these selections are made first before we can move on to our reporting selections. Let's start off by choosing a year. Currently we are in the early phases of Term 1 2019, so there will be little to no curriculum data. For this reason we will choose 2018. To look at reporting from the previous year's data, use the drop-downs to make selections. Once a year is selected, you can choose a grade. Selecting a class is not compulsory if you want to print reports by grade. For this demo, we will be choosing a class. Finally, choose the desired term. We will use Term 1. We now move on to our reporting selections. You will notice that the Reporting Selections heading has changed to Foundation Phase. Reporting selections are based on phase. So when you select a grade, the reporting selections switch to the phase the grade is associated with. When selecting a report style, each report has a name and a brief description of its layout. Let's choose Thailand. This is a Phase 1 basic landscape style report with the task breakdowns for each subject. Once selected, hit the View Reports button to open the report. The report opens in landscape view, displaying the back page on the left and the front page on the right. The inside of this report will be on the next page of this print preview. All the information you see is based on captured data in QuickSAMS and on the selections we made on the switchboard. Moving on to page 2, we now see the inside or body of this report for the given learner. You can see that each subject is broken down into its various tasks, with the overall term mark and rating displayed at the bottom of each subject profile. Again, this is all based on the subject profile set up in QuickSAMS, and if we change the grade, the profiles will change on this report in accordance with the setup of that grade. Let's take a look at a different style report. This next report is also a landscape style report, but boasts a more comprehensive look at the curriculum data being reported on. Again, we make the selection and hit the View Reports button. As on the previous report shown, we can see the back page on the left and the front page on the right. You can see that although the layout is the same, the information shown is a little different. Let's move on to the next page by using the navigation buttons on the bottom left. Here we can see a more detailed look at each profile, and we have included some extra report data at the bottom right of the body. Each subject task now shows a max mark for the task total, the raw mark the learner achieved, and the final percentage. At the bottom of each subject are the overall totals as saved in section 12 of QuickSAMS. At the bottom right again we have the report comment, and the final term totals along with their grade averages and final term result. Okay, let's choose a different grade. We will now use the drop down to select grade 4. As mentioned earlier, notice how the report selections heading changes from foundation phase to intermediate phase. We then choose a class. In our report selections, we will now be given a new set of selections based on intermediate phase. Each selection will have a name and description as before. Let's select Mazda. This is a portrait style report and also contains subject splits. In most schools' intermediate phase reporting, we now have the list of each subject the learner does without the tasks shown for each subject. Some subjects, however, like life skills and social sciences grade 4, have what we call subject splits. This is because generally schools have separate classes for each split, as though it were a subject that falls under a learning area. In QuickReps, we design the report to pick up these splits from QuickSAMS data. You will also notice as we move to the bottom of the report that we are picking up the class teacher and principal name from QuickSAMS data. A final note with regard to the subject list: if we set up a print order in QuickSAMS, the report subject list will follow that order. Now let's take a look at another report style within Phase 2. We will keep the exact same selections as above, but now use the drop down to select another report style. We will select the Dolphin report. This report style is also portrait, but the major difference is that there are no subject splits, but there are mark breakdowns for all 4 terms. You will notice that the 4th term column is blank. This is because on this particular QuickSAMS database, no term 4 report marks have been saved in 12.7 on QuickSAMS. The marks have been captured, but not saved as yet. There is also a note on this report to remind readers that the subject rating and learner average is based on the term designation. In this case, because we have selected term 1, the average and ratings will be based on the term 1 column. As before, if we continue to the bottom of this report, we will notice the class teacher and principal names being picked up. It's worth mentioning at this point that all school reopening dates are picked up from the school terms set up in QuickSAMS. As a final demonstration, let's use the drop-downs in the main selection area to switch to grade 7. And we will also choose a class for the purposes of this demo. Now the report selection heading changes to senior phase, and we can now choose senior phase report styles. Let's start off by choosing a style that matches an intermediate phase report style. This is to show that in some cases there is continuity of style across the different phases, should that be a requirement by any given school. In senior phase this time, only social science is split. This is because life orientation in the senior phase is not regarded as having split subjects as it was in the intermediate phase, and this is how it is set up in QuickSAMS. The rest of this report style matches the Mazda report style shown earlier in this QuickReps guide. Now let's look at a report style we haven't seen before. We will choose Milk, then hit the View Reports button. In this report layout, we can see the subject splits for social sciences in the same line. There are no totals on this report and there is no subject comment. Sometimes, especially in say term 1 and 3, a less complex report is desired for more simple reading. As we head to the conclusion of this guide, there are a few final notes to point out. Sometimes the school may wish to print a report for an individual learner. A parent may come into the school and request a single reprint. We allow for this just beneath the report style selection area, In this selection area, you can actually begin typing a learner name into the selection box, and QuickReps will immediately begin filtering the learner selection drop-down to match. You can type part of the name and use the drop-down selection to select the learner. Lastly, if you have captured extramurals in QuickSAMS, you can tick the checkbox to the right of the report selection area. If the report style allows, it will list the extramurals a learner has participated in. As our community grows, so will QuickReps. We will be adding loads more report styles across all phases and adding feature enhancements to the QuickReps environment. Remember, you can always download the latest version of QuickReps from frontoffice.com in the QuickSuite tab. Thanks so much for watching.